Hi, my name is Annelise and I work at Hidden Treasures. Today I would like to share with you what art journaling is about, what it means to me, and what it can possibly mean to you. I'm going to share with you a little bit of my story and my background, and also what here we intend to do and what we offer you if you were to take one of our classes. In my own experience, I was in a place where I could not remember very much what was happening from day to day. And I was not in a place where I could write very easily. I had tried many times to have journals where I would write, but I would never finish them. And I used to have a lot of interest into painting and other artistic outlets, but during that period of time, I just didn't seem to go back to that. I was not in the mood. I just didn't feel like I could do it. I didn't know how to go about it. And so I started doodling for no reason. And then those little doodles became a little bit more intricate. And little bit by little bit, I realized that when I went back to look at those doodles, I could remember how I felt that day. I didn't have an actual name or feelings, but I could feel again what I felt when I'd done this doodle. And to me, that was really powerful because at that time I was living a burnout and I was on medication, which made it such a way that really my memory was very much affected from day to day. So I kept doing that. I didn't have to push myself at doing it, it happened naturally. And the more I was doing it, the more I realized that my desire to do artistic things came back. And little by little, I started looking at art journaling and what it is. And I became implicated in it. Now I'm to the point where I like to make my own journals and I like to create pages. They're never the same. And I can write or not. And when I go back, then I kind of remember what I was like on that day that I did it. So even though I didn't particularly meant to express a specific anxiety when I was doing my art journal, when I go back on that page, I can remember on that day, I remember feeling anxious. But then the outcome was that things resolved and things are good. So this is what I would like to do and help people accomplish is to find their own way to express themselves, maybe a way that you don't know yet what it's going to be like. It is not about copying what somebody else is doing. We start by copying and then we get to know our own way or what we like to do. Sometimes our pages are very similar from one day to the next, and then the next day they're totally different, and that's fine. So just to show you, this is a journal that is made out of recycled material, and that has for pages any kind of paper that you can find about. This is a goldfish inner liner. This is a little scrap paper that was in my recycling bin. This is leftover from a page from a district meeting that happened in 2014 that I had kept and painted on, that eventually is going to become an art page. It doesn't have to be paper like this. You can make a journal with regular white paper, with paper specific to maybe watercolors if that's what you like to do, or with line papers if you think you're going to be writing a lot in it. But the good thing about this is that because I've made it, I have an attachment to it. And so whenever I look at it, even just holding it makes me feel peaceful and at home because it is mine. And it's interesting to see how the emotions that one can have as you're doing something just transfer to that object. It's kind of like when a grandma makes a quilt for her grandson for her wedding, and all the love she has goes into the quilt, right? So it is extra special. So just to show you what other things we can do in art journaling, these pages are big. They're not meant to go into this art journal. However, at some point they could be sewn together to make a book. But the reason why they're so big is just so that people can see them from far away. This is a mixed media page where you have here a collage done with tea bags and glue and paint. And then the sea here is done, the waves are done with the little he said, sorry, forgot the English word, of the tea bag. And the sky here is done with crayons. It could have been done with any other type of paint. It doesn't have to be crayons, but just to show you that you can have multiple medium in one page. And this is a stencil that I actually drew and cut out. Another type of page where you can be wanting to write things, and again, this is not the size that you necessarily want to have, but we do a background with different medium, with different stencils and paint layers. You can add pictures, you can create a pocket, you can actually sew on paper, so that's what we do here too. We have another type of journal that uses a sewing machine for every class. And then you can write little quotes. This is a quote from Albert Einstein, and you kind of make it fun. So what we offer here is to make your own journal. We're going to show you how you can dye your own paper, how you can sew your pages to your journal, and we also want to create a community so we can come together and create pages together and help each other and share whatever we have for medium, so that we can encourage each other and then just spend time together creating. So art journaling is all about creating.